Aloha and welcome to the Jamba Juice 2 experience, Practice WOD. And I'm hoping that before you start this one, you've finished as many times as you needed to going through the Jamba Juice 1 module so that you've got those classes working correctly and you can do it, in at least AV time, if not RX time. Okay, so hopefully you've done it maybe a couple of times. If you do that, then this one's going to go a lot better for you, I think. Okay, so we implemented menus and menu items in Java Juice 1. In this WOD, we're going to implement a drink class, which represents an actual instance of a menu. Well, it isn't an instance of a menu item, but it's a menu item where you specified the size. So you're talking about an actual drink. And because of that, we can say for a drink exactly what its price is and exactly how many calories it has. For a menu item, we have that, we talk about small, medium, large. And then we're going to have a class called order, which is going to represent a customer's order of, one or more drinks, where it has a single method to add that. And then we'll have a little method called total cost, which runs over the elements of the interior drinks specified in an order and sums up the cost. So, this is like not rocket science in the slightest, but it's just enough complexity to help you understand, give you practice just writing classes and methods on them and manipulating them, okay, and manipulating arrays and so forth. So this is just kind of more elementary JavaScript practice. You can't run before you know how to walk. All right, so let's start the timer. And we're supposed to create a fork of our Jamba Juice 1 fiddle. Here's our Jamba Juice 1 fiddle that I did. So I'll create a fork of it, and you can see how I've got a new URL to be associated with the work on this WOD, but I'm starting with the code that I had before, which is good because I'm going to build off it. And then I think what I'll also do is I will just comment out the console log. Okay, so what do I got to do? Got to create a drink to represent actual Jamba Juice drinks. It takes a menu item instance and a string representing the size, the constructor. And then it's going to have two properties, price and calories, that are going to return the actual price and actual calories associated with this drink instance. Okay, how would we do that? Well, probably something like this. We'll say class drink. That's the obvious part. And then we have a constructor, which takes a menu item and a size. Okay, and then we're going to store the menu item in there, and then it didn't really say we need to store the price, but what we need is we need two properties. So we just have to say, well, let's create this thing called price. Well, what is that? Well, that's probably menu item. And then we've got in the menu item, we've got a prices object that looks like this, right? And so assuming we get past the appropriate string, and for the purposes of this exercise, we're going to assume you always pass the right prices. Okay, so the price that we want will be the element in the prices object. So if you pass in small, then our price will be $5.15, so on and so forth. Okay. And then this dot calories is equal to menu item dot calories size. Okay. So there's our drink. Let's fiddle around with that a bit just to make sure that it. So we've got like a papaya sunrise menu item. Let's do a console.log of new drink with papaya sunrise and small. Let's invoke that. Okay, and look at that. So we have our drink is got this menu item associated with it, which is the papaya sunrise. And then the prices object says as small as 515, which is good. And the calories object says as small as 190. And then we see our properties do that. So for example, we can also do something like, if we were to say, to make things simple, we could say let, or const, my drink equals new drink papaya sunrise that's small. Then we could say something like console.log my drink.price. Okay, just so you can kind of see, you know, how you fiddle with these things. Whoops, I'm in the wrong. I've got to be in that window before this will work. Okay, so you can see we can call this property of this my drink instance and get the price. That's the syntax for this stuff. Okay, so anyway, now we have a drink. Okay, so that's a drink. It's got the two properties. We did that. So now we have an order, which represents a customer order for one or more drinks. It has an order drink method that adds a drink instance to your order, and it has a method called total cost. Okay, so first let's make an order with an order drink. Let's get rid of that guy. Oh, we might need him later. So class order constructor, and because we've got to hold this dot drinks, right? You know, we need a local variable, local instance variable that's an array to hold our drinks that we're going to add. So so we got to initialize that in our constructor, and then we got to order drink drink. So order drink drink, and then we could say this dot drinks dot push drink. And really, that's all that's needed for that. Now, I'm going to hasten to add that in a real live system, you'd probably want to check to make sure that that thing that's being passed into order drink is actually a drink, is actually an instance of this thing. Okay. Now, in a language like Java that has this type declarations associated with it, it can syntactically verify that. In JavaScript, we don't have those assurances. And so, in general, the way that we make sure everything is okay is, let's see, I gotta take that later. The way that we do that is by a combination of test cases that make sure the code around this code is doing the right thing, and defensive programming. So we might check to make sure that the object that's passed in here has a constructor with the name capital D, capital drink, capitalized drink. And so it's very easy to do that, but we're not going to do it right now. So that's the order drink method. And then the total cost returns the sum of the prices of the drink instance in that order. Total cost. So total cost is a method, and we'll say let cost equals 0. And then we'll say for let drink of this dot drinks. And we'll say cost plus equals drink dot price, and then we'll say return cost, and there's our total cost method. Okay, total cost returns the sum of the price of the drink instance in that order. Exercise our order class by making an instance, adding at least 2 drinks, and seeing if the total cost is correct. Okay, so let's see if this sucker works. And the way we'll do that is we'll say const my order equals new order, and then we'll say my order. Do I have another console log up here? I don't think so. Okay, my order dot order drink, and I do have a drink, my drink, which is a small papaya sunrise. So I'll say my drink, and I'll just order 2 of them. And then I'll do a console.log of my order dot total cost. Okay, again, this is a function that we'll call. Okay, so let's clear things out. Control return. Oops, control return in the appropriate place. Okay, and 1030 is our total cost. Wish there was a 0 there, but it's formatted, and that is 2 times 515. So looks like we've exercised things appropriately. If we want to do just a console log of my order, we could do that, and then we could take a look at our order, and we see we have drinks, and each drink is one of those. Okay? That took 9:23. So we'll round it up. We'll say that was about 10 minutes for this practice WOD. Let's see if there's anything else I have to do. Press the URL, the update button. Okay, so now we've saved out this stuff, and we have a URL that we can turn in. And again, if you didn't get this done in before the DNF time, you should watch this video, do it over again until you can kind of blast through this and write the code and get it correct. And if you have debugging problems, you can fix them. All right, see you later.